All right, everyone, it is Donovan and Dino on a Monday, a post-Super Bowl edition, a Super Bowl. What were you saying on the front row? It's a Super Bowl hangover day or whatever?
Yeah. Apparently that was started by Katie Nolan from ESPN.
Oh, okay.
And they estimate that 14 million people across the country calling sick on this day because of post-game celebrations that maybe went too long or they need a day to kind of pull themselves back together.
Well, you also learned about Dunkaroos during the front row today.
I never had a Dunkaroo.
I never did either.
Yeah, I'm only 5'8", so and that's on a good day. Never had to worry about a Dunkaroo.
No, I never did either. Chiefs are your Super Bowl champions. I felt really good for Andy Reid.
Oh,
Everybody in the NFL, and I know you've obviously had encounters with him over the years. Everybody loves him, and pretty special night for him.
Oh, absolutely. And the way they won it, I mean, it was kind of consistent with what they did all throughout the playoffs. I mean, in every game, they were way down. I mean, that 24-0, game against Houston when they were way behind, they came back and they scored 51 points and won that one. They were behind twice by 10 against Tennessee. Yeah. And then they come back and I thought that they were really in trouble last night, the way things were going. And understandably so. I think, people keep saying Mahomes wasn't playing well, and he wasn't as sharp as we see him on most Sundays. But the thing was, that's a really good defense. Yeah. I mean, and they were getting a great pass rush with just 4. They weren't sending a lot of people. I mean, it was really just 4, which meant there's 7 behind that are covering, and he didn't have the open spaces, I think, that he normally would have. So I think he was a tick off. But, man, he just kept chucking it, and once he got hot, And San Francisco, Garoppolo went cold. He was 3 for 11 in the fourth quarter.
I wondered, though, did they – I felt this on the line. After the Chiefs got the touchdown and pulled to within 4, I sat there or pulled within whatever it was, 3. I'm like, why – they ran the ball on first down, San Francisco, and then they threw the ball on 2 straight downs and both incompletions. And, I mean, not only did they have to give the ball back, but they took, 0 time. I mean, I don't have a problem with throwing the ball, but you need to keep it in bounds and keep it high percentage if you're going to do that because the clock is your ally.
Yeah, and really, you can think about it this way. I mean, they were really the best running team in the NFL. I mean, they were really committed to the run. Everything that they do, every guy along that in that offensive unit, whether you're a wide receiver, certainly a tight end, the great fullback, Kyle Juszczyk from Medina and Cloverleaf High School out of Harvard, you are there to help in the running game. And they really commit to the run. I mean, they really do, and that's Kyle Shanahan's way. But in 2 critical times, when he was an offensive coordinator with Atlanta and they were nursing that lead, that 28-3 lead against the Patriots, he didn't run the ball.
Right.
And he didn't run the ball here. Think about it, though. When Kansas City got it down to 3, the 49ers are 1 drive away from being Super Bowl champions with about 5:50, I think, left to go in the game when they got the ball. And I'm thinking they're going to run it down on them.
That's what I was thinking.
And because they can do that, and they didn't do it. And really, they didn't do it the entire game. I mean, their running game wasn't what it was, really cranked up to be. And I think sometimes, Dino, when you have 2 weeks to prepare for a big game, sometimes you outthink yourself. And at least in the first half of that game, if you went into that game last night, you would say San Francisco is going to run the ball, and Kansas City is going to throw the ball.
Right.
And both teams did the exact opposite. San Francisco ended up throwing the ball. Kansas City ran the ball, and you had a 10-10 tie at the half. I mean, but it was surprising to me what he did.
Yeah, as I think about it, it's 2 things I also took away from the game. Number 1, it was so cool to see the Cleveland area players, and you mentioned Juszczyk, who got the touchdown for San Francisco, but Kelsey, Clark, it was so cool. Hitchens, all play well, all make contributions for their teams. That was because again, you and I, we see these kids in high school, and in our area, and local colleges or whatever, and now they're playing in the Super Bowl.
Right. Well, I was really happy for Mitchell Schwartz, the former right tackle, who still should be the right tackle of the Cleveland Browns. Nice guy, married a girl from Cleveland. I was happy for Austin Ryder,
Yeah.
who played center for the Browns for one game
Yep.
against the Washington Redskins and then tore his knee up and never came back. But he really wanted to play for the Browns, and he's their starting center. Cam Irving got in jumbo packages.
Absolutely.
In the game. K'Wan Williams played over on the other side. So, I mean, yeah, that was good. But I was really happy for Mitchell Schwartz. He was a great guy that did not want to leave the Cleveland Browns. And, the Browns played, high and mighty. I don't know why. But the Browns played high and mighty with him. And he went to Kansas City, and he's a Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, you're right. Just an all-around great guy.
Great guy.
One other thing from the weekend that I just wanted to bring up with you before we get out of here. On Saturday, the Indians had the TribeFest down at the convention center, and we hope you had a chance here on Facebook Live and YouTube, as well as our other social platforms, to have a chance to see our crew interview a lot of the players and manager Terry Francona and President Chris Antonetti. What was your takeaway hearing from Francisco Lindor? I thought his agent had him well prepared for the weekend and basically said everything that I think a fan would want to hear. I love Cleveland. I want to be here. We just haven't been able to come up with the right numbers yet. What was your kind of takeaway from Lindor?
Well, I think it is what it is. I mean, I think I think both sides, the Indians and Lindor, I don't think that they're ticked off at each other. I just think there's a reality check here. And I think the Indians have made it very clear that the numbers that he is looking to get, and at least by today's baseball terms and what he does on the field, it seems like he deserves that.
Yeah.
And there are going to be people that really anxiously would like to pay him that. And I think before they pay him that, they'd like to get him and trade for him.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think that the Indians realize that they're not going to be able to hit those numbers.
No.
And I think he realizes that. But I think what you are looking at is that I worry about this with him, never mind what he said on Saturday, that is he going to get agitated waiting for the big payday, realizing, well, I'm here, and I know I'm going to get paid, but I'd really like to get paid now.
Right.
And I'm not, and I know would he hit for $17 million or, for this year.
Yeah.
But, I worry about that. I sensed at the end of the year last year, he was disgruntled with the way the Indians ended, and I think he was very frustrated that he didn't foresee the situation getting maybe any better.
Yeah.
And I think he's a smart kid, and he realized that maybe some of these pitchers aren't going to be here next year, and indeed Kluber is not, and it looks like everyone else is going to come back. But the fact of the matter is that I just think it's the hard world of the economics of baseball and being in the situation that the Indians are in and being in the situation that he's in, that I don't think never the two are going to meet to continue this nice ride that we've had with him in Cleveland. Because he's a thrilling player.
It's amazing. The Indians they're not going to give him away for nothing. I mean, they've got to be, they understand what it would mean. What you fans out there would say, all of a sudden, Jimmy comes on and says, breaking news, Francisco Lindor's been traded to the Dodgers or the Padres or whoever. I mean, you want to know that you're getting elite players, prospects anyway, back in return. And, it's just, you want a king's ransom, and a lot of times you're just not going to get it.
Well, and the other thing going on right now is that it appears as though Mookie Betts of the Red Sox is going to be traded, and the Dodgers are the team that are in very, very serious negotiations, so much so that a lot of people are saying a trade is imminent in that scenario. But in doing that trade, the Dodgers are going to give some of those really, high-valued prospects to the Red Sox in that deal. And I know David Price is being mentioned in the deal too. But, they're going to give up some of those really valued prospects that I think the Indians would have taken a look at if the Dodgers came a-calling. And I think the Dodgers probably have called the Indians about Lindor. So I don't know if this deal with the Red Sox happens, do you take the Dodgers off the list as a potential team to get him? Or are the Dodgers saying, we won't get him now. Right. But if he goes free agent, we will get him.
We'll get him in
2022.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's where I think we are.
Yeah. I promise. Last thing. Expect to see a Cavs trade at all this week before the deadline. Thompson, Love, et cetera, et cetera. So,
the whole team.
The whole team. Everybody's gone. Everybody's gone.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think Tristan Thompson is a good asset, a trade asset, because I think especially at this point in the NBA season, teams are looking at themselves and they're saying, what do we need? Everybody needs a rim protector and a rebounder and a defender, and whatever you get offensively out of Thompson is gravy, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's icing on the cake. But I think he holds a lot of value that you can probably move him and probably get something back in return. I don't know what they're looking for. Maybe draft choices.
Probably.
Things like that. The Kevin Love situation doesn't seem to be as rosy to be able to deal him. Their loss on Saturday against Golden State was despicable, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Golden State had 10 wins
Yes.
coming into the game, and they're a long way. They're miles away from being the Warriors that used to break our hearts. But, you know, that was a terrible loss.
Yes.
And there was a sense of defeat, both with the coach
Yes.
and with the team.
Yeah.
That, you know, we got 30, you know, we got a lot of games
a lot
left. What
of
are we going
games,
to do here? And where is this thing going? So I do believe that you'll see a trade.
Deadline is this week, so get ready for that. All right, Jimmy, as always, we appreciate your time,
Thank you.
my friend, and we appreciate you for bringing us in here on Donovan and Dino. We'll see you next time. For Jimmy, I'm Dino. Thanks for watching right here on 3 News Facebook Live and also on YouTube.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you.